A very good evening to one and all. Today we will have a chapter Digestion and Absorption. This is a chapter from your first year topic. In this chapter, we will deal with the structure of human alimentary canal, the associated digestive glands, the process of digestion and absorption, and also about the disorders of our digestive system. So, we will start with the first question itself. Here comes our first question. Select the correct matching pair. So here in this question you can see the different sphincters are given. Human alimentary canal is provided with a set of sphincters. What are sphincters? Sphincters are circular muscles. In this picture you can see some sphincters. So here you can see the gastroesophageal sphincter. Gastroesophageal sphincter is between the esophagus and the gastric region. And what is the role of this gastroesophageal sphincter? It will prevent the backward movement of food material from the stomach to the esophagus. So backward movement of the food will be prevented by gastroesophageal sphincter. And actually the bolus, what is bolus? After buccal digestion, the food is called bolus. So bolus will move through this sphincter. Okay. So this sphincter has a role of regulating the movement of bolus. Now we have another sphincter over here that is called pyloric sphincter. Pyloric sphincter, it is present between the pyloric region of the stomach and the duodenum. So what is the role of this pyloric sphincter? It will regulate the movement of chyme. What is chyme? After stomach digestion, the food is called chyme. So we have bolus after buccal digestion, chyme after gastric digestion, and after intestinal digestion, the material is called chyle. Okay, and it is almost the fecal matter. And as you know, in between the ileum, this is the ileum portion, right? And in between the ileum and the colon, there will be a sphincter, and that sphincter is called ileocecal valve. Ileocecal valve is present over here, and that is a region through which the fecal matter will enter. So almost the digestion of food is over. So it is called chyle. So after the digestion process, the fecal matter will move through the ileocecal valve. Right. So now we move on to the question. Select the correct matching pair. So here, first match is gastroesophageal sphincter with a bolus. That is a correct match. Pyloric sphincter with a chyme. That is also correct. And ileocecal valve with a fecal matter. That is also true. So here all the four matches seems to be correct. They are correctly matched. So our answer will be option C here. We move on to the second question. Identify the parts listed below. So here you can see the cross section of the human alimentary canal. We have a diagram for you. This is a very important diagram given in your NCERT textbook. The cross section of the human alimentary canal. Here, human alimentary canal is having basically four layers. What are the four layers? You can see the outermost serosa. The outermost layer of the human alimentary canal is called serosa, and it is having a thin mesothelium and some connective tissue. Okay. Now inner to that you can see this portion, these two portions all together we call it as the muscularis or muscularis externa. Muscularis externa, it is having smooth muscles in it. Okay. And smooth muscles, they are arranged in a peculiar manner. The outer region will be having longitudinal type of smooth muscles, and the inner region shown here in the gray portion, it will have circular muscles. So outer longitudinal and inner circular muscles, and inner to that you can see the submucosa. Submucosa is having connective tissues. It will have the blood vessels, nerves and lymph vessels, everything will be here in the submucosa. And the mucosa region, it is variously modified. Mucosa region is variously modified according to the part of the alimentary canal. Okay, sometimes you can see the villi, sometimes rugae. So in the case of stomach you can see rugae. In the case of intestinal region there will be finger-like projections helping for absorption. Then we call it as villi. So here among the statements you can see the explanation of each layer is given here. So first one is formed of longitudinal smooth muscles. Longitudinal smooth muscles, they are found in the layer called C. You're right. Now, presence of numerous microscopic projections called microvilli. Microvilli will be in the innermost layer, okay, or in the mucosa layer. So it is labeled as E here. Then third one, thin mesothelium and some connective tissues. That is in the outermost layer. Outermost layer will have, this outermost layer will have, labeled as A, will have thin mesothelium and some connective tissues. Then formed of loose connective tissue that is applicable for the submucosa, and submucosa is labeled as D over here. And the last one formed of circular smooth muscles. Circular smooth muscles you can see in the layer called B, labeled as B. So our answer for this question will be option A here. So now we have the next question for you. This question is about dentition. You know, human dentition is diffeodont. We have two sets of teeth in our lifetime. One is milk dentition and other is permanent dentition. In the case of milk dentition, altogether we have 20 teeth, whereas in permanent dentition we have 32. Here, dental formula is represented, that of milk dentition and that of permanent dentition. In the case of milk dentition, it is 2102 by 2102, and in the case of permanent dentition, it is 2123 by 2123. That is arrangement of incisors, canines and premolars. So here, can you ask one question? What is the total number of incisors in permanent dentition? Total number of incisors, is it 2, is it 4 or is it 8? It will be 8. So because this is only that a representation of teeth on any one side of upper and lower jaw. So it is not 4, actually 8 will be the total number of incisors, right? And then canines will be 4, premolars are 8 and molars will be 12 in the case of our permanent dentition. So 8, 4, 4, 12. That is the total number in permanent dentition. Whereas in milk dentition, it will be 8408. 8408. You got it? Now coming back to our question. In this question, the diagram is given that of permanent dentition, but in the question they are asking about milk dentition. Okay. So don't get confused. The question is about milk dentition, even though the diagram is that of permanent dentition. So you can see the labeled portions A, B, C, D. They are incisors, canines, premolars, and molars. So here in milk dentition, as I told you just now, the total number of teeth will be 8408. Incisors, canines, premolars, and molars will be 8408. So the total will be 20. You got it? So answer is option D here. Now coming to our next question. Wrong statement regarding human tongue. Human tongue, you know, it is a freely movable muscular organ. That is a correct statement, right? Then attached onto the floor of the buccal cavity by frenulum. That is also correct. You know, we have a ligamentous fold connecting our tongue with the floor of buccal cavity. So that statement is also true. Regarding taste buds on the sides are sensitive to salt. Is it true? We will check with the diagram. Here we can see the diagram of taste buds arranged. Bitter taste, it is on the posterior region. Then here we can see the sweet region. Here on the sides you can see the salt region. Okay. So salt areas, they are on the sides of the tongue. And you can see the sour taste, green portion that is marked as sour taste. So another point is regarding the papillae. On the tongue, you can see different types of papillae like filiform, foliate, fungiform, cuneiform, like that. But all papillae do not have taste buds. So in NCERT book, it is clearly written that only some of these papillae they bear taste buds, not all the papillae. Now coming back to our question, our answer will be wrong statement will be option D because all papillae in tongue bear taste buds. That is a wrong statement. You got it? So all other statements are true. Now coming to our next question, find the wrong statement. This is about the structure of alimentary canal. So here, what is laryngopharynx? Laryngopharynx, it is at the floor of the pharynx. You know, in the pharynx region, there will be laryngopharynx. Then you can see the nasopharynx, that is at the roof of the pharynx. Now oropharynx is also the, so oropharynx, it is a region where oral cavity opens into the pharynx. So oropharynx, nasopharynx, laryngopharynx, three portions are there. So this statement is true here. Laryngopharynx is in the floor of the pharynx region and it leads to glottis and gullet. Now for checking other options, we will go to a diagram. So here in this diagram, you have to learn about some sphincters. Okay, you know, we have a pancreatic duct and also the bile duct. And bile duct will have a sphincter. What is the sphincter of bile duct called? Bile duct sphincter is called sphincter of Boyden. Sphincter of Boyden. And you can also see a hepatopancreatic duct. How hepatopancreatic duct is formed? By fusing the bile duct and pancreatic duct, we are getting hepatopancreatic duct. In the hepatopancreatic duct, you can see the sphincter of OD. It is marked over here, sphincter of OD. You got it? So sphincter of OD is associated with the hepatopancreatic duct and sphincter of Boyden is associated with the bile duct portion. Now coming back to our question, here second statement is also true because in stomach the uppermost raised portion is fundus. That is true. You can learn about the different regions of the stomach. That is a very you can easily identify them. In your textbook there is a diagram. Pyloric stomach leads to duodenum. That is also true. Now what about the fourth statement? Sphincter of OD associated with the bile duct. Wrong. Sphincter of OD associated with the hepatopancreatic duct and sphincter of Boyden is associated with the bile duct. So this fourth statement is wrong. So our answer will be option D. You got it? Our answer option D. Now we move on to our next question. Fill in the blanks. The highly coiled part of human alimentary canal is. In the textbook it is written, we have the diagram for you. In the textbook it is written that we have a long coiled mid portion of our small intestine and that is called jejunum. Long coiled mid portion is jejunum. Whereas highly coiled part of the small intestine, that is our ileum. So ileum is highly coiled. Ileum is highly coiled. Jejunum, it is long coiled mid portion. So there is a difference. Okay. Duodenum, as always, you know, it is a C-shaped part of the small intestine. So small intestine is having C-shaped portion called duodenum, then a middle portion called jejunum, then a long, highly coiled part called ileum. So there is a difference between the description given in your NCERT book. Now another point is in this question is about the ruminant stomach. Ruminant stomach. What is ruminant stomach? The stomach in cattle. Stomach in cattle, you can see different chambers. It is very much different from that of human beings. You can see rumen, reticulum, omasum and abomasum. The gastric juice is getting mixed in the case of cattle in that last chamber called abomasum. So now you have the question for you. In the question, the statements highly coiled part, that will be ileum. Then a small blind sac which hosts symbiotic microbes, that is cecum, the first part of the large intestine. It will hold some symbiotic microbes, that is our cecum. Then the chamber of the ruminant stomach where the gastric juice is getting mixed with the food, that is our abomasum. In the case of a ruminant stomach, you can see the abomasum. So our answer will be option D. Shall we move to our next question? Here we have the next question. It is about the gastric glands. What you can say about the gastric glands? Within our gastric glands, there are three main types of cells. Even though there are other type of cells in your textbook, three main type of cells are described. Here we have the picture for you. In this picture, you can see the chief cells, parietal cells. Chief cells are marked here. Chief cells, they produce what? They produce pepsinogen and prorenin. Then parietal cells, they produce HCl and Cassell's intrinsic factor. And also we have the mucous neck cells which will produce mucus. So these three types of cells are described in your NCERT. Okay, they have not mentioned about the G cell. Okay, and also some other cells are the okay on the surface. So here the main three types of cells and their secretion is very important. Now we move to the question here. Chief cells secrete prorenin and pepsinogen. Chief cells are secreting prorenin and pepsinogen. Remember, renin is not applicable for adult gastric juice. Renin is applicable for infants and calf stomach. You can see that. So here our answer is option B. What about option A? This is from pancreas. Pancreas will produce three proenzymes and one of them is chymotrypsinogen. Okay, chymotrypsinogen, procarboxypeptidase. Okay, so like that we have a set of enzymes produced from pancreas. Now aminopeptidase. Aminopeptidase is applicable for the intestinal juice. Then procarboxypeptidase will come from the pancreatic juice, whereas aminopeptidase from intestinal juice. Then pepsin, it is found in gastric juice. Pepsinogen is converted into pepsin. So here, chief cells directly produce only pepsinogen, not pepsin. Only by the action of HCl, pepsinogen will be converted into pepsin. So which is our correct answer? Option B. Now we move to our next question. Enterokinase is. You know, enterokinase is a special kind of enzyme which is not directly breaking any food molecule. It do not break a food molecule directly, but it will activate an enzyme. Enterokinase is involved in activation of trypsinogen to trypsin. The inactive enzyme called trypsinogen will be converted into its active form called trypsin. We move to our next slide. Here we have the set of three enzymes shown here, very important. They will ask usually the three proenzymes produced by pancreas. Trypsinogen, chymotrypsinogen and procarboxypeptidase. All these three proenzymes, they are in the inactive form. They will be converted by action of enzymes. Trypsinogen converted into trypsin by enterokinase. Then once trypsin is formed, trypsin can convert chymotrypsinogen to chymotrypsin and trypsin can convert procarboxypeptidase into carboxypeptidase. So that is the way in which enzymes are getting activated. So here our answer is option D over here. Okay. So enterokinase is not present in pancreatic juice. It is present in the intestinal juice. So answer for this question will be option D only. What about GA hormone stimulating intestine? Gastrointestinal hormone stimulating intestine. There are different types like gastrin, secretin, cholecystokinin, and then enterogastrone or GAP. We will learn about these hormones later. Now, inactive state of enzyme, that is called proenzyme. So the correct answer is option D. Now we move to our next question. Nucleases are present in. Nucleases are present in the pancreatic juice only. Okay. So all of a sudden you have to answer these simple type of questions. You don't have to read all these long statements. These are very short questions. If you are thorough with the topic, you can answer it directly. Nucleases are present in the pancreatic juice itself. Here for your information, I have the list of enzymes produced by pancreatic juice, intestinal juice and from bile. Remember, bile do not produce any enzyme. Not enzymes. Some enzymes are produced, but digestive enzymes are not at all produced from bile. Or in bile, you cannot find digestive enzymes. Bile will contain only bile pigments like bilirubin, biliverdin, and bile salts will be the cholesterol and phospholipids. Okay, so no digestive enzymes are present in. Before going to the next slide, let me explain this also. Okay, intestinal juice will contain what? It will contain disaccharidases dipeptidases, lipases, and nucleosidases. See here, nucleases are not listed here in the intestinal juice. In the pancreatic juice, you can find the nucleases. You got it? So, enzymes which digest nucleic acid, partly it is coming from the pancreatic juice and from the intestinal juice. Now, coming back to our question, nucleases are present in the pancreatic juice only. Now, coming to our next question, the one among the following is not seen in adult gastric juice. I told you before, this renin, renin option C is over here. Yes, renin do not present is not present in the adult gastric juice. It will be present in the infants and calf stomach. So we move to the next slide. Explanation given about renin. Renin is also called chymosin, protein digesting enzyme that curdles milk by transforming caseinogen into the insoluble casein. It is found only in the fourth stomach of cut chewing animals such as cows. And in animals that lack renin, it will be done by pepsin. The coagulation action will be done by pepsin, as in the case of human beings. So here, renin is present only in calf stomach and also in infants. So coming back to our question, our answer, I have told you, it is option C. Now next question for you. It is about the incorrect match. Can you answer this question? Some of you will be confused regarding emulsification of fat. Actually, the emulsification of fat is not done by bile pigments, it is done by bile salts. Emulsification of fat is done by bile salts. So here the incorrect match is option A. Vomiting is the correctly matched here. Buccal digestion, after that it is called bolus. After intestinal digestion, it is called chyle, and here it is correctly matched. Intestinal digestion, the succus entericus will help that. The collection of enzymes and mucus, that is called succus entericus. Intestinal juice is also called succus entericus. So this is correctly matched. The incorrect match is over here, option A. We have the slide for you showing the emulsification of fat. Emulsification, it is a process by which flat globules, when they are emulsified, they will be converted into tiny droplets. They are converted into emulsion droplets. This process is performed by bile salts only, not by bile pigments. Remember, bile salts will perform emulsification of fat. So in this question, our answer will be option A. That is the incorrect match. Now we move to our next question. The mucosa layer of alimentary canal possesses all the structures given below except the mucosa. I have told you before, it is variously modified. Sometimes you can see the villi, sometimes you can see rugae. Okay, then crypts of lubricant or intestinal glands you can see over there. Then goblet cells, gastric glands, everything is present in the mucosa region according to the part of the alimentary canal. But you cannot see the duodenal glands. Duodenal glands are present in the inner layer called submucosa. Okay, we have the picture here. In this picture, you can see the Brunner's glands or duodenal glands. They are located in the submucosa region. It is written over here. It is in the submucosa region. Okay, this is the mucosa layer. This is the submucosa layer. Okay, and this is muscularis externa with longitudinal and circular muscles. So in the submucosa layer, you can see the Brunner's glands or duodenal glands, because Brunner's glands are located only in the duodenum. Right. Now we have the answer, option D here. Okay. Duodenal glands are present only in the submucosa. Now our question, next question, match the following. So in this question, you should have a clear idea about the terms that we use along with the liver structure. Okay, structure of the liver, that of pancreas, in detail you have to learn. So here, Glissen's capsule. Glissen's capsule, that is a connective tissue sheath of lobules. So Glissen's capsule you can match with a Q. Gallbladder. Gallbladder, it is concentrating bile. Hepatic lobules. Hepatic lobules, they are the structural units. They are the structural units of the liver. Right lobe of the liver, that is the largest part of the liver. Kupffer cells, they are phagocytic cells. They are specialized phagocytic cells found within the liver lobule. Then we have the cystic duct. Cystic duct, that is a duct of the gallbladder. So after matching all these terms, our correct answer is over here, option B. You got it? So option B will be our correct answer. Okay, you can take a screenshot if you need. Okay, shall we move to our next question? Yes, we have the next question for you. Release of sodium bicarbonate in pancreatic juice is done by. Release of sodium bicarbonate in pancreatic juice is done by secreting. It is done by secreting. So this will convert the acidic chyme into alkaline, or it will protect the small intestine region from the acidic nature of the chyme. So secretin will do the work. So secretin, it will act on the pancreas to release sodium bicarbonate. Okay, so our answer is option C over here. Okay, we move to our next question. Here we have the next question for you. The end products of fat digestion are absorbed from the intestine in the form of. You should learn very well about the way in which fat digestion end products are absorbed. What are the fat digestion end products? They are the fatty acids and glycerol. So fatty acids and glycerol, they are not directly absorbed. They will be first converted into micelles. Fatty acids and glycerol, they are not directly absorbed. They will be converted into micelles, and later in the form of micelles, they will be absorbed. So I am giving a clue right now. Micelles will be our answer. We will have explanation slide over here. So in this explanation slide, it is clearly written. You have to read all these statements. Okay, I will give some time. Fatty acids and monoglycerides, they are emulsified by the help of bile salts to form micelles. So first of all, micelles are formed over here. You can see in this diagram, micelles are formed. Then what happens? Fatty acids enter the epithelial cells and link to form triglycerides. So once they enter, they will be converted into triglycerides. They will be resynthesized into a triglyceride form. Triglycerides combine with the proteins inside the Golgi body to form chylomicrons. So inside the Golgi body, with the help of that, they will be converted into protein coated chylomicrons. So within the intestinal epithelial cell, they will be converted into chylomicrons now. So these are chylomicrons. Okay. Now what happens? Chylomicrons, they enter the lacteal. They will enter the lactea. Here in this green portion, it is shown the chylomicron. Okay. Sorry, the lacteal. So chylomicrons, they will enter the green part called lacteal. Lacteals, they are the extensions of the lymph vessels. So through the lacteal, in the form of chylomicron, the absorbed substance will be transported. Okay. So lacteal is finally helping for the fat absorption. So in the form of chylomicron, it will be entering into the lacteal. Okay, not into the blood vessel. Over here shown as red. Into this green portion of lacteal, it will enter. So this diagram clearly explains you the absorption of fat digestion end products. Okay, so absorbed in the form of micelles. Okay, fat digestion end products are absorbed in the form of micelles. So here our answer is option A. Now with this question we conclude our today's session of digestion and absorption. Hope you enjoyed our class. We will be back with another set of questions tomorrow, and we will discuss another chapter from second year. Okay, be prepared with second year chapter biotechnology. Biotechnology, the principle and process. So biotechnology chapter 1, that will be our discussion for tomorrow. Until then, it's goodbye from Stephen Classes.